Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Kyle, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be doing the first video on a series that I'm going to be doing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Most of you probably already know the game of Duel Links, Yu-Gi-Oh! But bite-sized. There's not a whole ton of specifically Duel Links content out there. I play the game a lot, I figured, why not give it a shot? So today we're going to be talking about my Salamangreat deck and taking it for a couple of test games after that. So hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into the deck. So let's just go through the card by card. Starting with the most important card in the deck, we have Salamangreat Gazelle. This is your starter, this is an extender, this is everything that the deck wants to be doing on turn 1. So if you don't know, what Salamangreat Gazelle does is it specials itself from the hand if a Salamangreat is sent from the field to the graveyard, and then when it's normal specialed, you can send one Salamangreat card, not monster, not spell trap, any Salamangreat card from your deck to the graveyard. Ideally, you're sending Salamangreat Roar. Now, a lot of you are wondering, why do I want to send this trap card off of Gazelle? We'll get to that. So with Gazelle, you special it, you summon, or you send the card to the graveyard, and then you continue your plays. We're playing 3 DD Crow. This card is so important in this new meta here in Duel Links. Every deck is going to be trying to play out of the graveyard. Hero, Rose Dragons, Salamangreat, everything is trying to do something with the graveyard, and DD Crow just stops all of it. It is so important to run this card that if you don't have it, it's worth spending dream tickets on. It is probably the best and most important card in the meta. That's why we're running 24 cards to fit in 3DD Crow. You can get away with 2, but ideally you want to be seeing this turn 1, so I'm running 3. Up next, 3 Lady Debug, or 2 Lady Debug, sorry. you want, this is, it's not the best starter, but it is a starter. When you summon this, you add a level 3 or lower Cybers type monster from your deck to your hand. We are running 3 options for this. We have Gazelle, which is level 3. We have Foxy, we're running 2 of this. And we have Mirror. If you have to get Gazelle with this, it's not great, but if you already have Gazelle and you can Lady Debug for either a Foxy or a Mirror, it's really good. You're just adding it to your hand. Mirror special summons itself when it's added, except by drawing. So, it's a free special. Allows you to continue your plays that way. Foxy, you can dump to the graveyard, resummon it with Signet Mining, resummon it with its own effect. So it helps continue your plays through Gazelle. So Lady Debug is a starter in of itself, but it's the worst starter in the deck, so that's why we're only running 2. Jaguar, we are also running it 2. This card's an extender. If this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon it to a zone where a Salamangreat Link monster points to by shuffling another Salamangreat back into the deck. Ideally, you're going to be shuffling an extra Sunlight Wolf back into the extra deck with its effect, so that way you can continue reincarnation summoning through your chain. So it's an extender. If it's in the graveyard, it's really good. Up next, we are running 2 Foxy. Foxy's another starter and an extender as well. So if it's normal or special summoned, you look at the top 3 cards. Oh, sorry. If it's just normal summoned, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add a Salamangreat card from your from those 3 to your hand. It's not the best starter. It's kind of like Lady Debug. A lot of the times, if you're normal summoning Foxy, you're not using this effect. Because its second effect, if there's a face-up spell or trap card on the field, you can discard a Salamangreat card and resummon this from the graveyard. But you can only use 1 effect of Foxy per turn. So generally, you're using the special summon from the graveyard to dump something else from your hand, summon Gazelle at the same time. You have Foxy, Gazelle, and Jaguar in your hand. You'll normal summon Foxy, you'll go into Links, and then do your plays. And then you'll special summon Foxy by ditching the Jaguar. You already have the Gazelle on board, and then that's just more extension. We were running one Falco. This guy's okay. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a Salamangreat spell trap in your graveyard and set it to the field. It's pretty good. And if it's in the graveyard, you can target a Salamangreat that you control, add it to the hand, and then resummon Falco from the graveyard. But like Foxy, you can only use one effect of Falco per turn. So ideally, you're going to be using the resummon effect, but getting back a circle or a roar, very good. If you've already used your Sunlight Wolf effect and added back a circle, and then your roar gets sent, if you send Falco to the graveyard, you just get it back again. It's worse than Sunlight Wolf because your opponent's going to know where it's set, so it's easier for them to pick off with MSTs and Cosmic Cyclones, but it's still recursion for your best card. Next, we have one Foul. This guy, he's just a free special. If a Salamangreat is normal or special to the field, you just special summon this from your hand. Oh, that's right. You can also pop back row with this by sending another Salamangreat card from your hand or face up to the grave. That doesn't really come up, but it's an option. So you have that option. And then finally, we're running Mirror. Like I said before, if this is added to your hand except by drawing, it special summons itself. You can also special summon it by discarding one other Salamangreat card from your hand. So it's just another extension tool. So that's our monster lineup. Up next are spells and traps. So first we're starting with 2 Signet Mining. Signet Mining is a good extender. It allows you to discard a card to add a level 4 Cybers type monster from your hand. You can only activate one of them per turn. But it's just, if you send a Salamangreat from your hand to activate mining and grab Gazelle will still trigger at the end of at resolution of Signet Mining. So if you have Jaguar in hand, you pitch it to Signet Mining, grab Gazelle, and then at the end of the resolution of Signet Mining, Gazelle will trigger to special summon itself from the hand. So it's good. Like, it's a very good card. You just don't want to run more than 2 of it because the discard cost can get pretty high. Up next, we have Salamangreat Circle. This is Signet Mining, except you just add a Salamangreat monster from your deck to your hand. That's it. It's quick play, so you can even do it on your opponent's turn. But it has another effect where you can target a Salamangreat Link monster that was Link summoned using a monster of the same name. That's part of their gimmick. And it is immune to monster effects for the remaining of the turn. But you can only activate 1 circle per turn. Generally, this is going first, you're just activating this, adding Gazelle, and then continuing your plays that way. But if you open Roar and don't have to recycle it with Sunlight Wolf, you can add Circle to your hand and set it as another disruption to protect your Sunlight Wolf from monster effects. Up next, we are running 1 of the Sanctuary, 1 of the field spell. This card is very good, but you are always going to be adding this to your hand via the effect of Banelinks, so you do not need to run more than 1 of this. If it gets popped, you can re-add it with Sunlight Wolf or Falco, but you just want the 1 of it. Going first, you're going to be summoning Banelinks, adding this, summoning Sunlight Wolf, and then you're going to use the effect of Sanctuary to reincarnation summon, using Sunlight Wolf to summon Sunlight Wolf. And when you do that, generally the higher link monsters from Salamangreats, they get a bonus effect. So there's also a weird damage step effect. When you attack, you can pay 1,000 life points and then target 1 Ling monster you control. Its attack becomes 0, and then you regain its attack as life points. You're gonna lose a game to this once and then never again, because The first time that you accidentally click yes to this effect and miss lethal, you are going to be so mad at yourself. Just be aware that that is a thing. And with the automation of Duel Links, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So just be careful. Alright, up next we have 2 Enemy Controller. This card is seeing a resurgence in play. This card is very good in the current meta because, unlike Book of Moon, which, you know, you can't set link monsters. Yes, you can set the material that they try to use for their link monsters, but with Enemy Controller, say your first turn you end on Sunlight Wolf Jaguar with a Roar set and a Enemy Controller set. Now you have 2 disruptions. One, you have the Roar set to stop a play. If they have any more extension after that, you contribute that Jaguar and take control of the enemy's monster, so that way they can't link it off, they can't fuse with it. You know, if you're in the Salamangreat mirror, then this is a excellent tool to stop even their first play. You know, they summon Foxy, you tribute your Jaguar, take the Foxy. Like, the only other card that they might be able to continue with is Mirror, or Falco if they had it in hand, or Foul, sorry, if they had it in hand. Otherwise, their turn's just dead. Salamangreat does rely on its normal quite a lot, so disrupting its normal, very, very important. Alright, next we have 2 Crackdown. Yes, this is a selection box exclusive card right now, but yes, it is extremely, extremely powerful. Very similar to Enemy Controller, except you don't have to tribute a monster, you just take it. So, you go first, you set, Crackdown and Roar. Now you have 2 very good interruptions for your opponent's turn. They start a play, you roar it, they have a follow-up, you take it. And that monster is just yours, you can link it off the following turn. Or, just keep it on your side and, it sucks to suck. And then last in the main deck, we have the other most important card. So the 2 most important cards in your deck are Gazelle and Roar. Roar is an Omni Negate. It just, when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, while you control a Salamangreat Link monster, negate it, and if you do, destroy it. That's it. It's just an Omni Negate. But because Salamangreat is so good at recurring this card, it's annoying. It's really, really obnoxious, because even though you only have 1 of it, you don't need more than 1 of it. Even in the TCG, where they have 40 card decks, they're still only running 1 of this card because you can get it back every turn. You have a couple different options. 1, you have Sunlight Wolf to grab it back. 2, it has its own effect. Yes, it's not very good, because it banishes itself if it resets itself when you reincarnate, summon a Salamangreat. But it is an option if you, just need 1 more turn and you can't get it back. Reincarnate, summon something, grab it back by its own effect, and then you have 1 more disruption for your opponent. And finally, you have Falco, So, there are lots of options to get this card back, and it is so important that you have this card at all times. It is the centerpiece of the deck, and the deck doesn't really function without it. So, moving on to the extra deck. We'll start with the Link ones. We're running 2 Baylinks. This is your first turn play, so you're going to normal summon something, you're going to send it to the graveyard to link summon Baylinks. Baylinks is going to add Sanctuary from the deck to hand, and hopefully you have Gazelle as well to special summon Gazelle, send Roar, and then continue your plays from there. It's just good that they have a Link 1. It only needs a level 4 or lower Cyrus type monster, so that means that Lady Debug can go into Baylinks. So even if you have Lady Debug and to go into as your starter, you can still start link climbing with with Lady Debug as your opener. So It's not the end of the world. It's not the best, but you can still play through it. Next, we have Sunlight Wolf. This is your boss monster. Yes, it only has 1800 attack. Yes, it's only a Link 2. But this card is so important to your game plan that you want this on field as much as possible. So, if a monster is normal summoned to a zone that this points to, it can be your opponent's monster that's summoned to a zone that it points to because it has an up arrow. You get to target a Salamangreat in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can't activate effects of that card until your next turn. You cannot normal summon or set or special monsters with the added name until your next turn. And then, if this card was Link summoned using Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf as material, you can activate the effect to target a Salamangreat spell trap in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So that's how we're getting back Roar 99% of the time. We are sending it with Gazelle. We are making Sunlight Wolf, reincarnate summoning Sunlight Wolf with Sanctuary, using the effect to add it to hand. Boom. Now you have an Omni-Negate, and it's hard to play through that. Up next, we have Heat Leo. Heat Leo is your finisher, or one of your finishers. So, if it's Link summoned, you can target a card in your opponent's spell and trap zone and shuffle it into the deck. So it is targeting, but it doesn't destroy. It just spins back to the deck. So it's very, very good removal for stuff that's hard to get rid of. And then if this was reincarnation summoned using Heat Leo as material, you can target a monster on field and then target a monster in your graveyard. The monster on field's attack becomes equal to the card in your graveyard. So you target a Balanx, you target something on field and target a Balanx, that thing now has 500 attack, and that's how you're going to beat over it. Another effect of Balanx that I completely forgot. While this card is in your graveyard, this is very important, and a Salamangreat monster would be destroyed, you can instead banish this card from your graveyard. It's not... Some Salad decks are running Needle Sealing to... So if your opponent extends to a big board, you flip Needle Sealing. None of your stuff is going to get destroyed because you just banish Balanx instead, and your opponent's board is just wiped. I'm not running that, but it is something to consider because it's so powerful as another disruption that just destroys your opponent's entire board before they can get a whole field set up. And then finally, we are running one Ningirsu. This is a Link 3. It requires 2+ Link monsters, and non-targeting. You can send one card from each player's field to the graveyard. It doesn't destroy. It doesn't target. It just sends. So as long as you have a card that you can send to the graveyard, you can get rid of anything that your opponent has because it doesn't target and it doesn't destroy. So any destruction immune stuff, anything that's unaffected, it's just sent. So it's very good removal. You can send a Sunlight Wolf and a Balanx to summon this guy, and then win the game that way. And then finally, for our skill, we are running Storm Access. So the important parts of this skill: 1, you start with a Decode Talker and a Firewall Dragon in your extra deck. Decode Talker, you're not really ever going to make. Yes, it's a big beat stick. It can win you games. Firewall Dragon, on the other hand, this card is insane. Yes, it's the nerfed version, but it's still fucking insane. So, as a quick effect, as long as it's co-linked, you can send cards, or you can return cards to the hand on the field up to the number of times it's co-linked. So again, this is just another way to get rid of problem monsters. It's a Link 4. It only requires 2+ monsters. You can make it with a Sunlight Wolf, or a Heat Leo and a Balanx, you can make it with an Ingirsu and a Balanx. It's really easy to make, and it's as long as it's co-linked, you can just bounce something to the field. And then if a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a cyber-type monster from your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn, but this card is ridiculous. As long as it's co-linked, you have a targeted non-destruction bounce once per turn. Because it's a quick effect, you can still do that on your opponent's turn. And then, you know, the second part doesn't really come up. You're just running this for the additional cards in your extra deck. Firewall Dragon is very good, and you know, sometimes Decode Talker wins you games. So that's why we're running this skill for this deck. So that's my deck. That is the version of the deck that I am running currently. So next I'm going to run through a couple games for you, and we'll see how it plays. Alrighty. Alright, so we got a couple quick test games here for the deck. First one, I don't really know what to say. It's a pretty quick one. Secondary effect of foul actually comes up in this game, so it's a rank up match. I'm still in gold. I haven't been playing that much this season. I go second. They set one card. Activate circle, go grab mirror. Mirror gets special summon to summon foul. I link off mirror. Apologies. Into Balanx. Balanx effect to add. We special summon the Gazelle. We add Sanctuary. We're gonna send Jaguar. We're gonna activate the effect of foul, and then they concede. My guess, probably a battle trap. Probably like Drowning Mirror Force. That would make sense. Maybe it was Needle Sealing. Who knows? I don't. But super quick one for you. Alright. On to game 2. Alrighty, so we got another game here. This one was in Platinum. This one is going to be a showcase of going first. We're going up against Blue Eyes, and we kind of break a little bit. We don't open the best starting hand. So yeah, if you look at our hand, it's not very good. Lady Debug, Foxy, Double Jaguar. Pretty not great going first, but I go ahead and I summon Lady Debug, grab the Gazelle. I link off for Balanx. Balanx effect to add Sanctuary. Activate Sanctuary. We send Balanx for Balanx. Balanx gets to add summon Foxy. Foxy sends Falco. Falco re-adds the Gazelle. Sorry, not Foxy. And then we make a Sunlight Wolf and pass. Not a great yeah, not a great turn, but they try and punch over. We protect with Balanx, then they summon Blue Eyes and get over it. But I go ahead, we draw enemy controller. I summon Foxy and activate the effect, thinking that I needed something. This was a mistake, but it doesn't end up costing me too badly. I add it foul. Then I go ahead and enemy controller the Blue Eyes, special summon Gazelle, special summon foul. We send Roar, but it doesn't matter. We already have lethal, so we just go ahead and take the game that way. So even if we brick, it's against Blue Eyes though, so I can't really put too much stock in the win. It just shows how versatile the deck can be. Even on a brick, going against a better deck probably wouldn't have worked so well, but all things considered, not too bad. Alrighty, so we're going to game 3. Alright, so here with game 3, this one is up against an actual tiered deck. We're going up against Burning Abyss here, Sarah. So another example of the deck going second. So it's, I don't know if I haven't played much against much Burning Abyss. I don't know how much it differs versus the TCG, but they just make a T set. We open Foul, so we go and grab Gazelle. We summon Gazelle. Special summons Foul. There was a lot of thinking going on here from the Burning Abyss player. We make Duel Links. We add Sanctuary. I was thinking about using Foul there, but I didn't end up using it because it was something that could be chained. I didn't want to waste it. We make Wolf, and then they Ballista Squad here. They had Fiendish Rhino set. We used Duel Links, so they send Farfel. We banish. We activate Sanctuary, set 3, and then they concede. Our 3 set were Crackdown, Roar, and enemy controller, so there wasn't a whole ton that they were going to be able to do, even if they could get through the Roar. So, yeah, that's that. Salamangreat, very, very good deck right now. So if you're looking to get back into Duel Links, it's very cheap. You need 1 box, and everything else is from, I don't even remember his name. The fire guy from Vrains. He's the first character you get access to in Vrains World. Once you get there, everything you need from the deck is from him or from the newest box. So, all things considered, very cheap deck, not that hard to make. So, if you're looking to get back into Duel Links and make a tiered deck, I would recommend Salamangreat. Thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully this becomes a recurring thing. Just trying to get back into the swing of things. Thank you again for everybody to watch. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you like the content, and I will see you guys next time.